whether he's got goals.
13.
Against the clock, it really didn't matter. Defend the Kentucky.
No scriptwriter could have ever written a better story.
With you. We are in the In and Out studio. Plenty to come your way. We are loving having you over the course of this weekend, and we have some cracking show jumping, as well as all of the analysis and the insight coming out of the Under-25 Championship in Mill Street in Ireland, as well in the sport of eventing. I'm not on my own today in the studio, joined once again by my faithful colleague, Rosie Russell. Rosie, lovely to have you.
Thank you so much. It's been a delight to talk about the inaugural Under-25 Championships out in Mill Street. And of course, the King George here today. Such a highlight in British show jumping.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we've had such a week from Hickstead so far, haven't we? The Queen Elizabeth II Cup was fantastic. We had the Nations Cup on the Friday. Today, the King George. It really is such a spectacle, this show. It is a thing to be marvelled at, and we're looking forward to this afternoon's show jumping, as well as getting stuck into what's happening in Ireland, because that is proving to be super exciting, Rosie. So plenty to come our way. But first, in 1907, this of course being the Royal International Horse Show, and it received its royal title in 1957. Now, the show has always traditionally been in and around London in the United Kingdom, in England of course, but in 1992 it relocated to Hickstead. Of course, the Bunn family responsible for bringing it there because they wanted to continue this very fine tradition that was associated with this incredible show. They preserved the traditional format, in fact, and it is that 120-year-old format, and that includes, of course, these amazing classes on the Saturday and the Sunday that we are privileged to enjoy and to bring to you here in the In and Out studio. We have had our wonderful team at Hickstead throughout the course of the week. Today, we are joined by Carl Udo Martinez, usually accustomed to either riding spectacular stunts in movies, doing all sorts of wonderful things aboard his Knights of Middle England, or covering the polo, but he really, really enjoys the sport of show jumping, and that's where he started out in this equestrian sport. We're going to go over to him at Hickstead to give us a bit of the lay of the land ahead of this important Grand Prix today. Carl.
Well, a very, very warm welcome to you. We're live here at Hickstead, and it is for the big one. It's the grand finale. It's the 1m60 track. It's the elite. It's the one everybody wants to win. It's the finale of an incredible week here. It's the King George V Gold Cup. And wow, 50 riders coming forwards, 14 different nationalities competing, 5 of the top world-ranked riders. And there's some history to it, absolutely. We've got one of the biggest stories is obviously the Whittaker dynasty. 6 of Britain's most famous show jumping family competing out in the lineup today, and defending champion Robert Whittaker from last year on Vermento, together with that homebred. Will he do it again this year? All eyes are on here. He's chasing a 3rd historic King George V title. Recent history tells you how difficult it is to win something like this. We had Robert obviously last year and in 2023. We had Donald lift the trophy in 2024, and today the rest of the world's elite are going to be looking to try and loose that hold of the Whittaker that has on this celebrated trophy. And perhaps importantly, it's all about horse and rider, and it's about this vast grass international arena. It's about the gradients, it's about the bank, it's about the home crowd, the closeness of that crowd, that unique atmosphere. And it really is some of the top show jumping at its finest. Now, Britain arrives on a wave of success this week. If you look at Britain, for instance, we had the Nations Cup that we won on Friday. Jessica, she goes last today, but she went out there first on the Nations Cup on Friday and absolutely smashed it out the park. And Ben Mayer, well, he's been doing...
A little bit of technical difficulty there at Hickstead, but lovely to hear from Carl, really bringing us all of the info there. And he is right in saying, like, what a week it's been for the Brits. They couldn't have asked for better. They love this show. It is the hallmark of the equestrian calendar in terms of, well, very many of the pursuits in terms of equestrian sport, but certainly show jumping, and they've really had a cracking week. So more to come this in the In and Out studio, of course, we want to shift our eyes over to the Emerald Isle, to Ireland, of course, to Mill Street, Rosie, talking about this inaugural Under-25 Championships for the Worlds here. Incredible competition. We had the cross-country phase yesterday. Look at that, unreal, these pictures. Such an iconic venue, so well put together, so curated, so well looked after and loved, and really, really championed by so many riders. And Mill Street obviously hosts so many eventing shows, we know that. They're saying it's the toughest that Mill Street has ever produced.
It was a really tough cross-country day. You know, if you look at the numbers, a 56% clear rate. And if you go back to Mill Street across their four-star shorts, their average is 73%. It was a really challenging track for these riders to negotiate. And we saw that on the results. There was lots of shifts in that leaderboard, and time was especially challenging because nobody made the time. There was an average of 15.75 time penalties per rider, which is an awful. I think the ground was really utilised in a very clever way, and that challenging track just meant maybe some people went out, especially if you're part of a team, a little bit slower to come back with a clear, because clears are way more important than a few time penalties. So I think that's what we saw out on track, but it was a spectacular cross-country day to watch.
Yeah, it certainly was. Frankie Reid-Warrilow, our intrepid reporter, she's been here, there and everywhere, all over the globe for the In and Out studio, and she loves it. And this one is particularly dear to her heart. The sport of eventing is where she finds her roots. She is in Mill Street this week, and after the conclusion of the cross-country, got to catch up with one of the spearheads of the British team there, Tina Cook.
Tina, my goodness, what a day of cross country. The first under-25 World Eventing Championships, and we have had everything today, haven't we?
I tell you what, it was a brilliant course. When we walked it, massive amount of respect for it. I think Edrington Smith had got it just right. There were some very big fences out there, even the single fences. You probably can't see on telly how wide they were and how much respect was needed. And then the combinations were tricky. You know, and 3 strides for a lot of the combinations. You know, if the horses have a little mistake, the riders have to be so quick to recover. So
cross country, not even a pole in it for tomorrow's show jumping.
No.
What's the plan now?
They've all got to be sound tomorrow.
Yeah.
All horses have recovered really well. The riders have all got them super fit. We've got a great team here making sure that they come out fit and well tomorrow. Let's hope so. They're generally all good jumpers, but here at Mill Street, you've got a fantastic surface arena. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, and I mean the Irish, they're pretty hot on everyone's tail, aren't they? And they had a pretty good day. But I mean, I think the culmination tomorrow, the pressure on these young riders, some of them, as you said, never even represented their country before. It's a lot, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. But this is such a great concept for the sport, for riders in the future. You know, they come out of the under-21s and they're still sort of kids, even though they probably wouldn't like me to hear me say that. This age group will be the making of them. And the experience that they will get from this, even if they've not had the perfect day, they will learn more from it and hopefully go away and train harder and be back here more competitive at the championship at Cornbury next year and be more competitive. But there's so much to be taken from it. And also, the teams are all together, so some of them have all seen each other, whether they're from Germany and Italy, so there's a little bit of banter going on. So even though everyone is really competitive, they're all there supporting each other, so it's great.
Well, well done today. We look forward to tomorrow.
Thank you, so do we.
Thanks to Frankie, and of course, all hail Tina Cook. She is my favourite, just not biased at all. But just saying, what an incredible competition. But Rosie, what we must talk about, because obviously Tina and Frankie catching up after the cross country, but there's been a lot of change this morning, which throws things a little bit askew, because we were just about to talk about one guy, Calvin Bachmann.
Yeah.
I mean, he has been the story coming into this competition. He's our rider in focus. Talk about focus. We have hyper-focused on Calvin. Let's have a look at him now in focus. But we've said there, sitting in third overnight, but that has changed because there's been a big change.
Big change. Although we have Tom Nestor, Cooley Diamond Dancer, now leading the way for the Irish, we have a lot of focus on Calvin for Germany. In the young Michael Youngs, because he is just absolutely fantastic and he's probably going to follow in his footsteps. If you look at some of the stats here, it's his 11th championship for Germany, 3 with Alta de Sons, who he's riding here, 4 individual medals at Pony Europeans and also the young riders and things like that, 5 team medals, and he was reserve for Paris 2024. And I think why there is also so much focus on him here today before the show jumping, sitting in second place now, they have 7 consecutive show jumping clears together at the international level. Can they go on and make it 8 today? They're really strong in the show jumping. So I think they're definitely ones to keep an eye on in that final phase. They know how to keep their cool and they know how to jump clear.
They certainly do. And we were going to talk about the teams in a minute because it will change things for the teams. But let's have a look at these win chances then, because this gives us an indication of what we're looking at today, because things are really going to rest on what we're going to see in the show jumping. Here we are then. If we look at Calvin's chances there, as we say,
Yeah.
well, I mean, we said, let's get our coins out, but this is where the numbers fall.
100%. He's a 50-50 chance to win at the moment because he has such strong show jumping history with this horse. Tom Nestor, as we've mentioned, Cooley Diamond Dancer, leading the way at the moment. History isn't quite as strong. They've jumped clear just once in their last 6 international outings. Well, let's hope today can be number 2. Jasmine Underwood for Great Britain with Indian Girl G. This pair, who have won individual gold before at the Young Rider Europeans in Stragom back in 2024. They know how to jump. Great Britain are still out in front despite Alice Casburn having to withdraw, but there has been a shake-up. Germany move up to second now because we had another withdrawal, but for the Irish team, Jennifer Coonley has withdrawn. So that means Ireland dropped to second, Ireland in third, Germany in second, Great Britain out in front. I can't keep up, there's so much movement, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty more in the show jumping as well.
We certainly are. We're going to catch up with Frankie shortly, who will set us all up for this show jumping because she's keeping a keen eye on it there in Ireland, of course. But first of all, we want to catch up with some of the riders, and Frankie did just that after the cross country.
The course is really good. I'm so proud to be here. It's my first championship. So the first time in the French team, so I was second 4-star. So I just on the level of my horse, so I'm really happy today. I'm so nervous to be here, the atmosphere, the course, all the thing. But my horse is really good, so it's for me to be calm and quiet for her. Go France.
It was quite nerve-wracking. I wanted to put in a good performance, everyone else had, but equally everyone else had gone well, so in a way took the pressure off a bit because I could go for it and not worry we had 3 good results already in the bag. Yeah, the time was really tight. I think I went as fast as I could while still jumping the fences. She wouldn't be a natural galloper, but she gives her all and she's like just the most amazing mare, jumps like incredible, so yeah, I was so pleased with her. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself anyway, so the added pressure of competing for your country is quite a lot, but I think I've gotten really good at coping with my nerves and knowing how to kind of use it to my advantage so that I can perform the best I possibly can.
Second I got over the first 2 fences, I knew he was on it today, and I'd say barely thought about the placements or anything like that the whole track. It was just riding it, and he was responding to every question I asked of him. Every time I said go, he'd go, and it was just unreal. The whole course, like there was problems everywhere there today. There was no let-up fences. Like every turn you make, there was a question there, and they all need answers. There's very little room for error. So like especially them 2 corners caused a bit of trouble today as well. But no, look, the whole course was a proper World Championships course.
Fabulous to hear from our riders there in Mill Street. Of course, the live stream for this all-important final phase in Mill Street is underway. It has just kicked off there. You can see that on Clip My Horse, powered by FEI TV, powered by Clip My Horse. Of course, get over to that stream if you want to catch up on all of that now.
It is all change here overnight after the trot-up ahead of the final show jumping round this morning, and it's going to be deciding not only individual medals but team medals as well. Two key withdrawals. Individual first place after cross-country, Alice Caspern for Team GB has withdrawn, as has Jennifer Coonley riding Sammy Davis Jr. They are an Irish rider, so that now means that the three teams in medal position going into show jumping, Great Britain, then Germany, then Ireland, each only have 3 riders, so there will be no drop score. Also, the individual standing has now changed. At the top of the leaderboard, young Irishman Tom Nestor is now finding himself in gold medal position. There is not a pole between him and bronze medal position. Calvin Bachmann really hot on his coattails, and he has been one of the favourites coming into this competition. He's in silver medal position at the moment. It's going to be really exciting to see who can jump clear, not only for their individual standing, but for the team standing, and see who can take home the gold medal at this inaugural Under-25 World Eventing Championships here at Mill Street.
Oh, great stuff. Thanks, Frankie. And don't forget, you can tune into all of that action on Clip My Horse TV. And a big old heartfelt hug to everybody in the eventing community. We know it's been a tough old week, particularly in Great Britain, but go safely and get home safe, more importantly, at the end of today. We want to turn our attention back to Hickstead now. We're going back to the sport of show jumping. It is, of course, the King George V Gold Cup that takes centre stage at Hickstead. Wow. What a venue, Rosie. I mean, it really is the centre of things in the UK, isn't it? When we come to the sport of show jumping, take a look at that. There it is, sitting in all its glory in East Sussex. And they really have, in recent years, started pouring a lot of financial support into Hickstead as well, because it really does draw, as we can see today, the best of the best in the sport of show jumping. They have fantastic events throughout the year, of course. That international arena, absolutely glorious, but they've built all new stable blocks for these sort of visiting riders and horses. Really important. Of course, the horse care always at the centre of things when it comes to our sport. So, fantastic venue, as well as it being so newly modernised, steeped in history and so much tradition. And of course, Carl has been out and about, as we know, all week. He's been around the place at Hickstead and he took a look at the venue in focus.
Welcome to Hickstead, the All England jumping course. There are some sporting venues where you don't just see history, you actually feel it, and Hickstead is definitely one of them. Created from a vision by Douglas Bunn and first opening its doors in 1960, this has become Britain's pioneering, purpose-built show jumping venue. Its vast international grass arena, the natural gradients, the bank, the famous grandstands and the support of the home crowds makes Hickstead one of the greatest theatres in world equestrian sport. And this week it plays host to the Agria Royal International Horse Show, an event first staged in 1907 but finds its permanent home here at Hickstead since 1992. It really does attract some of the top 5-star international show jumping in the equestrian world. The show literally has got everything from the fun, action-packed Eventers Challenge to Nation's Pride at stake for the history of the sport, to the historic Queen Elizabeth II, and then that builds to the finale, the big one, the one that everybody wants to win, the King George V Gold Cup, where we see some of the best riders and horses taking to that arena for one of the most celebrated trophies. But Hickstead is more than just trophies. It's the closeness of the crowd, the home crowd, and the generations of family dynasties that come back year after year. It's the incredible horses and riders that have graced this arena, but also that unique chance that you may just be watching a piece of Hickstead history being made.
Well, we certainly hope so, and we're looking forward to this afternoon, a piece of Hickstead history. We would like to see it unfold today. Great to see Carl there. We're looking forward to hearing a bit more from throughout the afternoon. Nice to see him in civvies because you might have seen Carl, or you might not recognise him because usually, if you've seen Carl, there might be a man in a film dressed in armour, galloping a horse with something on fire.
That looks really scary and challenging. That looks really scary and challenging. But I mean, he's hanging upside down underneath a horse like on a daily basis, and probably thinks, "Oh, well, this looks fine." Like,
Carl's not just a weirdo; he's in fact a stuntman. Knights of Middle England, check it out, impressive work. We'll come back to Carl later. We want to talk about what's. Let's lay it out. They went in, and I mean, why wouldn't they? What a team! Went in as the favourites, didn't they?
They did. They had a really strong team coming out in front with that 20% favourite chance. But Germany, they were trying to defend their title from last year, so they had lots of pressure and lots of momentum to want to try and keep hold of that Nations Cup title. But the Brits came in as the strong ones, and what was interesting is nobody really had more than a 1 in 5 chance. So although the Brits came in with a strong team, it was quite an open competition, which is what made it really, really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we talk about, there were some really key performances, and I think, you know, the double clears were few and far between, but there were key performances and rounds that really decided the competition. So once they happened, they really indicated what was going to come. One of those, of course, coming from Jess Mendoza, who is a friend of the show, of course.
Yes, she produced a fantastic round really early on for Great Britain. She was the first actually in the ring for them, and that's probably one of the biggest swim experience, so much team experience, and it's really comforting as part of a team to know, okay, we're off to a solid start. And that continued for the Brits because Tim Gredley on rotation free was just one of 2 double clears in our Nations Cup, and that shot the win chance up from 40% to 59%. So it really was swinging in the Brits' favour at this point. But the Irish, you know, they like to stir and make things a little bit more difficult.
Of course they do.
So when we looked at the Irish, it was Shane Breen and Connor Swell who produced some fantastic performances for them. Clears from both Shane and Connor Swell. That really impacted the Irish win chance, but also put the pressure on Ben Maher because he was last to go for the team, and that meant that he had to either go clear or only have 1 down, or else we were going to be in jump-off territory.
Yeah, let's have a look at those only 2 double clears. You touched on them there, but only 2. Out of all of those riders, all those combinations that come forward to jump through those rounds in that Nations Cup, Connor Swale there aboard Quantum Obolensky. Stick performance by both of those riders.
On 8 penalties, that course was challenging. That's what it's supposed to be for a Nations Cup. So it was a fantastic battle between the 2, and really interesting because Connor Swale actually brings that horse forward into today's class. So they're on good form, jumping well already. So I think it was a fantastic Nations Cup to watch.
Yeah, it certainly was. And you spoke about Ben Maher there. The pressure was on him, but is there a better man to have the pressure on? Ice in his veins is the way he is often described. We're going to take a look at his incredible round aboard Catelli.
Now, if Ben jumps clear, if Ben has 4, if Ben has anything less than 8, it's a British victory.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
8 or more, and it's going to be a jump-off between Britain and Ireland. If there was ever anyone that you wanted to jump a clear to win the Nations Cup of Great Britain, John did it twice, didn't he? But we need Ben to do it this afternoon.
Yeah, where's John when we need him?
He'll be watching. It was just the water for Ben in the first round.
Yeah, Catelli actually jumped fantastic. And obviously Ben, we know the pressure doesn't bother this man. Very good, very, very good. That's it, just now to settle him down. He rode that absolutely spot on.
To jump.
Good.
This to win it for Great Britain.
What a round.
And he's won it. He has won it for Great Britain once more. They did it in 2023 to end a long, long wait here at Hickstead, but they did it once more in 2024. and that man has produced the goods to win it here in 2026. And all 4 members of the team, led by Di Lampard, Jess Mendoza, Aid Whiteway, Tim Gredley and Ben Mayer, they have been superb this afternoon, Will.
Absolutely, that was an unbelievable round there from Ben. You know, he kind of knew.
Super stuff, the Ben Mayer Show. Wow, this is getting exciting. Ben just with the World Championships just a few weeks away. It is the Ben Mayer Show, of course, because he went on to win the 5-star speed yesterday afternoon. Incredible stuff, Rosie, but we were just saying that corner of the kiss and cry there at Hickstead needs to be renamed the Di Lampard corner.
Honestly, I thought she was going to dive into the
over.
arena. Yeah, I was like, she's that happy. I think she's joining Ben in the ring. So.
Unreal. Such good pictures. Really cool to see, and well done to Team GB. So we spoke about Ben, of course. He won that speed class. Why not indulge ourselves and have a look? His long-term partner in Ginger Blue was his steed for this speed class. Let's have a look at how it unfolded.
3-time Olympic gold medalist Ben Mayer is the next to go. Ben Mayer here with Jane Forbes-Clark's Ginger Blue. I was going to say I'd be very interested to see just how much Ben's going to push this one against the clock today, but the gallop that he set off with, I think he means business, doesn't he? And it was Ben that produced the clear round when Great Britain needed it most to win the Nations Cup yesterday. You can always rely on this man. Look how quickly he is away from the Hickstead, and look how tight back to the JCL. Oh, he is pushing. And he knows he's got to catch Matt. You wouldn't see Ben with the elbows going all too often, but he wants to win this Speed Classic tonight, doesn't he? He really does. He's got 10 seconds to get home, and I think he's got a little bit of room to work with here. Up and over the Cap Italia. Surely he's going to do it. 63.05 to beat. Has he? Yes, he has, by quarter of a second. That was Ben Mayer at his brilliant best, and he needed to be perfect, and my word, wasn't he just? Ben Mayer and Ginger Blue, 62.82.
The Ben Mayer Show, like I said, Rosie, getting super exciting. And there was Di back in her corner.
She was back in her corner. I think if you don't know where Di is at Hickstead, look for that corner first of all.
Nobody puts Di in a corner. 80s reference. We're going to go back now to Carl, who is at Hickstead, and I believe he's been catching up with some of the riders. He's got Rich Howley with him.
Rich, thank you for joining me. Really appreciate it. You're about to go and walk the very big course for the King George V Gold Cup, 1m60 track. There's 50 riders going through. You're sort of the latter sort of 3/4 of the draw. How does that feel, first of all, being a little bit further down? Does that make you more nervous, or is that a good thing?
It's a good thing, to be honest. It gives you an opportunity to see the other competitors, see how the course is riding, see if there's something that we need to look out for, a short distance that might not suit your horse. So normally towards the end of the course, it's
horse. It's a fairly new combination, isn't it, for you? You've only known, sort of been with Hornet for about sort of 6-7 months, is it?
Yeah, 6-7 months. He came to us at the start of the year. He's progressed fantastically through the summer and through the winter. You know, he's grown and developed through every show that we've taken him to, and we're delighted to be here at Hickstead, a very prestigious show, and obviously the King George is a massive Grand Prix for anyone to win, so we're looking forward to it. and we're very excited, to be honest.
So you've had a bit of a 1m60 success with him, but you came third in the Cock of the North in the here at Hickstead. Surely it's got to be something completely different pressure-wise and that vast arena.
Yes, definitely. Of course, you're competing here against the best riders in the world. We have world number 1 here, Kent Farrington, this week. He's in the competition.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure, exactly. But he's world number 1, my horse's first 5-star Grand Prix. So we'll see if we can try and even out the odds a little bit if we can get into the jump off. But no, again, a fantastic class, great show. Yeah. Wonderful to be here.
And 9 years old. I mean, that is quite young, isn't it, for a horse to do a big scopy track like this?
Yes, definitely. 9 is on the younger side to be competing in 5-star Grand Prix, you know. But my horse is very scopy. He's very brave. So I think he really should. So we've had a nice setup for today, and a bit of luck on our side, and try and execute the plan, and hopefully we can have a good round.
Amazing. Right. Well, you're going to go and walk the course very shortly. I look forward to catching up with you when you come back out and want to see your face, whether there's any big combinations or big issues that you want to kind of, we've got to watch out for that. So
Exactly.
Good luck walking the course. And
It's coming forward today that we'll be able to have a good look at, and that is what we are going to do now, Rosie. We want to dig into things. First of all, we want to lay out how the King George V works with 4 facts about this class. Of course, it is steeped in history. We know that King George V Gold Cup, it was first held in 1911, so steeped in history, as I say. The trophy itself is really interesting because it has its own set of security guards. It's like a rock star going around at Hickstead. It is worth, the trophy alone, we're not talking about prize money here, we're talking about the trophy, around about £250,000 is the guess. Now, this class was a men's only class because the Queen Elizabeth, which took place yesterday, that was the women's equivalent, until 2008 when everything sort of evened out, and now men and women obviously are competing on equal footing even in these particular classes. They're not separated into ladies and gents. It is a 5-star Grand Prix. As we've spoken about, incredibly important. It's run on the ruling of that first round in order to make it through to the jump-off and have a chance to take home that King George V Gold Cup. It is all to play for, as we say, Rosie. The team have been working on this, and I think the best place to start is the sort of estimate on how many we think out of the 50 combinations coming forward will go clear.
Yes, and there's been quite variance in recent years, so it's going to be interesting to see what we see today. But actually, when you look at how many have gone clear, predicted from round 1, we think there's going to be about 9 clears. That's an average of a 17% clear rate. The difference is when you hit the jump off, that ramps up a little bit. 48% is the average. So we'll be looking at 4 or 5 jumping clear in the jump off if we have 9 go through. But as I say, if you look at some of the numbers, the variance we've had in different years does show it's quite an unpredictable class. So it'll be interesting to see what we have today, because we have some very experienced riders coming forward, but then also some younger horses like Richard Howley's horse. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how this actually unfolds.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I think we, having a look at that there, yeah, we could say it has been in recent years. It's been a little bit tricky to say, okay, where are we today? The clear chances then, if we're having a look at this, as we say, 50 combinations, and we're seeing a real variation. We've got the world number 1 on the list. We've got some of the best performing of recent times. We've got combinations that and riders that will be heading to the World Championships, as well as some of these younger horses. Let's have a look then at the top of that list.
Yes, it could continue. Back in October was at Aachen, which was 9 weeks ago. So they've had a bit of a break. For some horses, that can be continue in consistent form. Because when you look at other riders that might be good on their clear chances and might maybe test Ben for that top spot, you can't look past the world number 1, as you mentioned, Kent Farrington, and he comes here with Descartes SR, a really, really talented horse. Just a 9-year-old, so another younger one, but actually has already had a lot of success. And I mean, if you've got the world number 1 on your back, I'm not surprised. They won the Major League Show Jumping 5-star Grand Prix in Lexington in April, so they've got a Grand Prix win under their belt already, and they jumped clear in the first round of the Nations Cup in Falsterbo, just a fortnight to go. So talking more about recent form, they've jumped clear, not long ago at this height, so they've got that recent form. But for a younger horse, that's probably more relevant than an older one that's been there and done it with Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. And also on that list, we've got to talk about with Marlon Medalle Zanatelli, who we look forward to seeing there with a 35% clear chance. And Clonto Mobilenski, as you mentioned earlier, Rosie, this is the horse that jumped double clear in that Nations Cup on Friday, and Connor Swale, 34% clear chance as they roll through into this Grand Prix today. So we want to talk about the previous winners because that'll set us up a little bit. We joke... It's all of them, basically. Let's have a look at this on our previous winners, Rosie.
I mean, yes, as you can see from the last 3 years, it's been Whittaker, Whittaker, Whittaker. We've had a Robert, Donald, and then Robert again. Robert's actually coming back. He's drawn 8th to go, so he's fairly early in this class, and he's looking to get his 3rd win in 4 years in this class, which is absolutely phenomenal. This is really a class that he targets, and he's a bit of a specialist in, so keep an eye on him. Donald Whittaker, he's also in the field, but this time he's on Royal Red Van Hent Leadhoff, not Millfield Colette, who he won previously in 2024. So it's going to be a which Whittaker. There's 6 of them in this class coming
half a dozen.
I know, we could have just a jump off of Whittaker's. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be some story. I was asking, what is a whimsy of Whittaker's?
You always a Whittaker of some kind.
Well, this...
Let's see. Rob Whittaker and Vimento. Going for second, is he?
No, Rob just taking a moment to gather his thoughts, really get the stride length at the right length to get the 5 strides up the hill.
He's tighter there.
Yeah, he was tight. Take the strides there.
So Jordan was landing here in 26.
It's quicker.
Rob lands in 25. Good shot off the corner, but he's got a gallop. It's going to be close, but it's quicker, and he's done it. 38, 88. Oh, and he's potentially done it once more. It would be some story this year, wouldn't it? Rob Whittaker, Derby winner a month ago. Will he be winning the Al Shearer King George V Gold Cup? Oh, Holly, that was superb.
Absolutely seeing the form as they come forward today.
Well, we have lots of pairs on form for a competition like this. As you've mentioned, our world #1 here with Descartes SR coming forward with that 75% clear rate. Actually the same as Luis Alejandro Plasencia as well, who he's been on really good form currently for him. Kent Farrington, and of course that young 9-year-old, as we've mentioned, had major league wins earlier on in the year as well. But they have the highest clear rate at the moment with 75%. As you head a little bit further down, we have Clonto Mobilenski, as we've already talked so much about, from 5 rounds, 2 clears, and then Ben Maher and Anjou de Grierson, 8 rounds and 3 clears from the pair.
Yeah, and good to see Shane Breen and Scartine, a lot of experience there at Hickstead. Obviously, it's right in their backyard, so this is an experienced pair coming forward. And amazing, so excited, and I'm a massive fangirl of KNZ with Kyle King. This is a fantastic mare. What a performance in Spruce at the end of last year. So really looking forward to seeing how they fare at Hickstead as well, having made I don't feel like he's had enough airtime today. He is our favourite today, Rosie. There is no denying that. He's had a cracking week. He brings forward Anjou, the Equestrian, for this particular class today.
Yeah, they're on good form. They were second place in the Grand Prix of Wellington. They're actually second place in this class in 2024. So can they go one more in 2026 and actually bag the win? They were double clear in the Nations Cup Hickstead here last year to help Great Britain finish second. And I think, Ben Maher's such an anchor point for that British team. It'd be great. He had a lot of seconds last year. Let's go and make it a first this year.
Yeah, exactly. And Anjou experienced on the grass on that arena at Hickstead, importantly, as we can see there from against. He is the favourite.
And the Descartes SR and Kent Farrington are on form. And this really is a battle of experience and new talent. You've got the from Descartes, but the clears from Descartes just show that this horse is such an exciting emerging talent. 3 clear rounds, Anjou 15, so that clear rate really is a big difference, 75% and 36%, but of course the number of rounds is dramatically different, so that's probably why there's a big difference in the clear rates there. 1 win for Descartes, 2 for Anjou de Grace, and 7 podiums for Ben Maher there. But the ratings at the bottom, that's called an ELO rating, and that basically is just ranking these horses on who is the highest ranked in the field, and that is Anjou de Grace. But for a 9-year-old Descartes, a 689 as a rating is really, really strong.
Really impressive. And Echo Ratings have said the real tension around this story comes from the fact that Ben, as you can see, 7 podiums there with Anjou. If he jumps clear and he's into the jump off, if he doesn't have a fence down, but often he doesn't then go on to win. So it's a real point of tension for this combination. He's there, almost foot perfect, just not clinching that top of the podium. So it's all to play for today. Let's talk about someone else who has sort of wandered into focus just casually, with this I think we call it, forgive me, sexy indifference. I mean, it's another Whittaker. It is Jack Whittaker. He's our rider in focus, and deservedly so, just named on Team GB for the World Championships ahead of Aachen. This is such a coup for Jack, working super, super hard, really, really grafting, gets named in this team. He will be thrilled with that and really, really looking forward to it. And he's definitely one we've had a really good sit down over the course of. The week. Fortunately, he's our rider in focus. Let's take a listen.
Hi, I'm Jack Whittaker, and we're here at the Royal International at Hickstead. I think there must be about 7 of us jumping here this week, 6 maybe, Whittakers. So we're always come to Hickstead. It's like a bit of a family reunion, it's unbelievable. I think the place is actually built on my dad's birthday, so I think it's a bit of a funny one as well. But yeah, it's cool just to get everybody here again and get to have a good time. I have a lot of fond memories of Hickstead. When we were kids, it was like I basically grew up here. There was a group of us like me, Harry, Charles, the 2 Fletcher brothers, a couple others that used to run around here causing chaos for the week, and then. Competing, Valmy Deland, he won the big jump off course there tomorrow a couple of years ago, and that was a really nice win to have on the Saturday. So yeah, I was also really happy with that one. King George, it's a Grand Prix that you all want to win, especially as an Englishman. It's one of the Grand Prix that you plan your year around, and the horse I'm jumping in it, Jack JL, he feels on top form. This is his last Grand Prix before he'll go to WEG. So he's feeling as good as he can, and hopefully we can pull it out from Sunday. I've been riding Jack JL now for about just over a year, I think. It's a combination, I think it's just been getting better and better. He's quite a big horse and a long horse, and I think now he's just starting to get strong enough and really feel like he's using himself correctly again. 3 weeks off now, 4 weeks off before they go there, so he can have a bit of downtime, go in the field, and then feel the jumps before he goes out there. This will be my first proper championships. I've only done a World Cup final before this one, and it's a bit different because you're still individual there, but this is part of a team, and so we'll be going in it. We'll be going in it together in bit of the unknown. Both be very green to this, so I don't really know how to approach it. To be honest, just try and take it in a stride, I guess. confident now, but it's very confident. It's very easy to be confident 6 weeks away. If I had to put money on it on Sunday, I think Rob Whittaker's going to win the King George.
Yeah, super stuff. One of the rising stars of show jumping. We're really looking forward to seeing how he can do out at the World Equestrian Games, at the World Championships, but also how he does today at Hickstead. And what a coincidence. He has just wandered into frame and he is with Carl down by the arena. I think both have been walking that course and going to give us a few insights, Carl.
Yeah, we've got plenty of ice creams.
Okay, count it down. Okay, Jack, thank you so much for joining me. Jack Whittaker, you've just walked the course. Tell me, any questions that are sort of coming straight at you, or is it one of those where you've got to see a few go before you get going?
No, definitely. It's all a bit the same on the course, man. It's kind of from fence one, you have to really be thinking, and it's just sort of like the double ditches is always a tricky one, and there's a double of gates as well, which is also a tricky one, so it kind of comes it's all coming at you. Yeah,
I saw those gates. They're the white ones, aren't they? They're quite close. What's the striding on that?
It's one stride in the middle, but it's like a bit of a floaty 8 down to it, so a lot will probably do 9, but I've got a massive stride, so I'll definitely do 8.
Okay, and tell me about your horse. So tell me, how do you think he's going to cope with that?
Yeah, Jack JL, he feels really good at the moment. He's on good form. He's really jumping. In theory, we should have a good chance. If I won the ball, we should be okay.
Okay, 6 Whittakers in this. The dynasty of Whittakers, just history here at Hickstead. Robert last year and 23, 24 obviously was Donald. What do you feel about that?
Sure, we're going to have to just try and keep the Whittaker line going, aren't we, with the Grand Prix holders here. It's quite good to see on the board in the members bar there. Yeah. Just the 3 Whittakers that won it the last 3 years, but hopefully we can add another one.
Okay. Are you happy with where you're drawn?
Yeah, 19th. It's a nice position. I don't like overthinking stuff. I think get more nervous like that, so I can watch a couple, then go get on and relax a bit again.
Okay. And are you going to go out quite hard from the start, or is it sort of let's just get round and just get clear?
No, I kind of have to be on the ball from the start. He's a good jumper, my horse, but he's very slow and he's got a big stride, so I have to really be on the ball for the time allowed from the word go.
Great, Jack. Well, it's always good talking to you. Thanks for your time this week as well. Good luck to the dynasty of Whittakers, but good luck to you, mate.
Thank you very much.
Mate.
Lovely stuff, and good to hear. We will bring you the all-important information as to whether Jack Whittaker did, in fact, get his ice cream before he jumps the King George V.
Yeah, Carl's asking the important questions before he's actually in the interview.
I mean, come on.
That's what we want to know. Is that a lucky ice cream?
We buried the lead. We buried the lead. Where is he? Talk about what's coming up, because obviously, they've walked that course, a lot going on out there for this one. Going through from these 50 combinations, what's the likelihood then, or who is dangerous when it comes to the jump off?
Well, we've got some really strong combinations, as we've mentioned in this class, but when it comes to a jump off, there's some very fast ones as well. Of course, at the top of that leaderboard, it's Robert Whittaker and Equine America of Memento. They won it last year. From 13 jump-off rounds, they're clear in 8 of them. Their jump-off clear rate of 62% is really strong, and they go on to win 3 of them and 6 of the podium. So what that really means is that if they make it into a jump-off, they are very hard to beat. So it's looking likely, if Robert's in there, that he could go on to take another win. But as we head a little bit further down, there are other horses that we cannot overlook. The likes of Elysium and Hans-Dieter Dreyer, they come forwards with 14 jump-off rounds, 8 of them clear, a 57% jump-off clear rate. They're often likely to get into the jump-off. That's what these stats are showing, but their wins, they've only won 1 and 3 podiums, so they're unlikely to take the win, but are very likely to make it into that jump-off. So a place is likely for the pair. Ben Maher, Anjou de Grierson, another one we've spoken an awful lot about. 6 jump-off rounds, 6 clear rounds. That 100% jump-off clear rate just shows how well they hold themselves under pressure and how well they perform in that jump-off. As you've mentioned, Amy, they 6 podiums. So they're strong, and as we've seen last year, there was plenty of seconds scattered around. Second here in 2024. Great to see them go that one step further and take the win. John Whittaker. Oh my gosh, if he manages to get into that jump off, I think everybody will be behind him. 10 jump off rounds, 4 jump off clears, a 40% jump off clear rate there. Kent Farrington, who we have spoken an awful lot about, coming forward with this young 9-year-old. And you know, from the 2 jump off rounds, they've jumped clear in both, 100% clear rate. They've also won one of them, and they're on the podium in both. And I know that's a very small rate compared to the other horses. I think it just shows the talent of this young horse coming through. Consistency from their few rounds that they've done at this level, but a really strong consistency indeed. To be getting wins and podiums, and only their first few times at the level is really important. Harry Charles, Casco Blue, a really solid pair with 6 jump-off rounds and 2 clears. Again, no win there, so he's a very competitive man. He'll be looking to try and get that win. You mentioned Carl King earlier. Great to see him here today, and actually coming forward with a strong jump-off clear rate of 50%. And we've caught quite a few of these riders going early on. You know, Robert Whittaker, he's 8th to go in this class. If he makes it into the jump-off, that means he could be early in the jump-off, early draw, which is interesting because if he can go clear and fast, the pressure then gets piled on everybody else who's yet to come forwards, and that's when you can see mistakes. So it's interesting. If you're early on, okay, you don't get to watch the others, you don't get to know what you have to do to win, but you could then pile the pressure on and then cause other riders to go a bit.
Incredibly consistent, really good things, a really good sign of things. If you can get into these huge classes and keep those young horses performing consistently, those rates really rise up the levels, don't they? And the world #1 there in that Hickstead arena, that is something to be seen. That's going to impress those crowds. And I'm telling you, there is nothing like a British crowd reacting to John Whittaker. So it is well worth watching the sport just for that. I mean, it's wonderful to watch him. It really, really is. But the energy around him and that British crowd and the way they respond to him and the way they love to watch him, win, lose or draw, they will raise the roof, the non-existent roof at Hickstead today. So it will be super to see John Whittaker, sort of international arena.
For you, for Hickstead, Bodge.
Thanks for bringing that up, Karen, and I've been placed, but obviously I'd love... Thanks for bringing that up, Karen, and I've been placed, but obviously I'd love to win it. I think I have a good chance with Scarteen today. He was clear second round on Friday, feels in good form. This is a very big course, very testing. There's challenges all the way.
Can you tell me about some of those challenges? I had a quick walk of it.
Yeah, early on there's I think 9, 1 to 2, and then there's a short 6, 3 to 4, and then it's the double of water ditches. Then there's a 7, regular 7, and then you have the gates.
Yeah,
the
I saw those.
gates.
We were just challenging Jack, and Whittaker, he was talking about the gates. When I walked those, they looked the Agria gates, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
The main spot, the main line sponsor. They made it difficult.
Absolutely. Kelvin, you know, he's given riders the option. You can float up on an 8. For me, I rather the 9. I think the 8 running down the hill is too chancy, and the gates are both standing up 160 plus, I'd say, so they're big.
Okay, so you've got to really be coming into that.
I think you need to have the horse on their hind legs and very focused and balanced.
Okay.
After that, then you come around the turn, you think you're having a breather, but then bang, there's a 160 something vertical, really big Hickstead vertical.
Yeah.
And then you roll back to the SHIRA'AA combination, which looks nice. I think he's not trying to catch riders in the combination.
Okay.
And then a nice 8 after that to a big oxer at the gate. Important to keep the horses straight. Like there is a 3-metre fall down this ring, so horses will be leaning towards the right.
Yeah, those natural gradients. Okay.
Yeah, it's and then we got to swing left-handed up over the water.
Okay.
Obviously, the water always causes its own element of surprises here at Hickstead.
How will your horse cope with that, do you think? With the
I think Scarteen will be fine. He's very brave. I've actually done a couple of derbies with him and stuff like that, so he's naturally brave.
Okay.
After the water, then again there's an option. There's a 7 or an 8. We'll see a few different numbers there to the Hickstead plank.
Yeah.
Very tall again.
Okay.
You need a bit of space so that the riders jump again. And then after that, I think there's a regular 7 down to a very big oxer.
So all in all, Kelvin has put plenty of tests in there.
Yeah, he's asked a lot of questions, hasn't he?
He's asked a lot of questions, and I think no matter where you're seated on the course, you're going to see, you're going to get a great view of these horses and athletes at their very best.
What will your horse be? What will you be feeling from your horse when you go in that arena? What's his first question that he'll be asking you when you get in there?
When he'll trot in the gate, he'll be as proud as Punch. So for me, I just need to settle him.
Yeah.
I'm opting to come off the right because I came off the right in the Nations Cup, and the first jump's in a similar place, although it's a vertical this time.
Yeah.
Quite a few people are going to come off the left. For me personally, with Scarteen, I just need to keep him relaxed.
Okay.
So I need to take a deep breath going in the gate and just let the world go by and just canter around there for 87 seconds. Well, under 87 seconds.
I love it. Let the world go by and canter around for under, a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Unbelievable. Shane, good luck. Look forward to seeing you go around. And thank you so much for a detailed course walk. I had my own personalised course walk there.
No problem at all. Pleasure to help.
Thank you.
Super stuff. That's exactly right. We had a little bit of time to kill before the start of this class. You get Uncle Shane on. He's going to walk you through all the minutiae of this course. He really is the analyst that he is. And good to see, if it wasn't the Ben Mayer show, he is also then photo bombed. He's then bombed that live course by sitting down in the back there, just chilling before it is his turn to go round this King George V Gold Cup. Let's have a look, Rosie. Our last little bit of analysis before we head down to the sport is talking about our win chances. And this is where we get down to it because we're going to know where we want to put our money.
Yeah, well, the man at the top of the win chances is currently sat down having a little bit of a drink before he goes in. Exactly. Ben Mayer, Andrew de Grierson, I think it's no surprise to see them at the top of this leaderboard with a 12% win chance. They're the highest rated horse coming into this competition. That's what that ELO rating is, 760, so highest rated, and they have the highest clear chance coming in. So I think it's no surprise that they have double the win chance that anyone else does coming into this competition. Further down, as we've mentioned, Kent Farrington. And they are the only 60 Grand Prix in the last 3 months and jumped clear at the level in the last 3 weeks. So their form is really, really recent, which makes a big difference and I think could come through into fruition here today. We mentioned earlier on a new ride for Marlon Modolo Zanatelli with Alexis was a former, of course, ride for the Americans, wasn't it? It was the ride.
McLean Ward.
McLean Ward, there we go. We got there eventually as my mind went blank. But they also have a 6% win chance, which is really, really strong for a new combination. So they were on good form on Friday in the Nations Cup, though, because they were clear and only one down. And that was a really challenging competition. Of course, Connor Swell that we've mentioned with Clontarf Obolensky with 5% win chance. They were also on form in the Nations Cup with being one of the only combinations to jump a double clear. So we have lots of riders coming in with strong form already and hopefully we will see a really exciting competition here in a few moments' time.
We sure are. Looks like we're getting down to the pointy end of things with the sport. Of course, it's all about to happen in that main arena. And we'll just note, Ben Mayer is indeed 45th to go, so he's okay to relax. He's got time. He's got time. So plenty to come your way, of course, from Hickstead. It is about to kick off. If you've been watching on YouTube in the In and Out studio, be sure to flick over and join us on the 24/7 channel. You can watch all of the afternoon sport for free and you can jump on Clip My Horse TV and enjoy the stream as well. But for now, we want to hand you over to our commentary team led by John Stokes for this afternoon for the King George V Gold Cup from Hickstead.
Experience equestrian sport in a whole new way. Enjoy exclusive access to live streams and our extensive archive. See more, discover more with Clip My Horse TV Premium.
A very good afternoon and welcome